Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. The revision PDF are uploaded on this Telegram channel. If you have started a new channel, Civils Academy, you can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now, let's start. Road Transport and Highways Ministry has partnered with which organization for geohazard management? So for this geohazard management, Ministry of Road Transport has partnered with DRDO. And why this has been done? This has been done to ensure road safety on national highways against the effect of landslides and other natural calamities. So the idea is to make sure that our national highways are safe. For this purpose, DRDO is going to provide its expertise through DRDO lab, and the name of this lab is Defense Geoinformatics Research Establishment, that is DGRE. This DGRE is a lab of DRDO. DRDO is Defense Research and Development Organization. It is under MOD, that is Ministry of Defense. Recently, DRDO was also in news because of Rakshita. So Rakshita is a bike ambulance which has been developed by DRDO, and recently it was given to CRPF. DRDO was also in news because of SAAW. So recently this was tested. Now what is SAAW? It is Smart Anti-Airfield Weapon. So recently this was tested successfully. Which state amended Lokayukta bill to make retired High Court judges also eligible for the post of Lokayuk? So first thing first, we have Lokpal and Lokayuk Act of 2013. As per this act, Lokpal is going to be for union, that means for central level, and Lokayukt is going to be for states level. Now recently, Goa cleared this Lokayukt amendment bill to make retired High Court judges as eligible for the post of Lokayukt. See, previously the condition was that only a retired judge of Supreme Court or Chief Justice of High Court can be appointed as Lokayukt. Now it has been changed. So now even the judges of High Court are eligible to be appointed as the Lokayukt in state of Goa as per this recent amendment. So previously only Chief Justice of High Court were eligible. Now even judges are eligible. Chief Minister of Goa is Pramod Sawant. Recently Mr. Sawant was in news as he released a book on former Goa Chief Minister Mr. Manohar Parrikar, and this book is authored by Vaman Subba Prabhu. The full title of this book is Manohar Parrikar, Off the Record. Which public sector unit has joined hands with Himachal Pradesh to improve the telecom connectivity in hilly area? So because of the rough weather conditions and landslides, there is a problem of telecom connectivity in certain areas of Himachal Pradesh. Now for that purpose, Power Grid has collaborated with Himachal Pradesh State Electricity Board to provide telecom connectivity. Power Grid is a PSU, that is public sector undertaking. It is under Ministry of Power. Recently, Himachal Pradesh was also in news because of India Innovation Index. So this index has been launched by Niti Ayog. And as per this index, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh and Delhi are top performers. So Karnataka is top performer in the category of major states. Himachal Pradesh is the top performer in the category of northeast and hilly states. And Delhi is the top performer in the category of union territories. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry is going to partner with which ministry to improve the logistic planning in country? So for this purpose, Commerce Ministry is going to partner with Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. The idea is to focus on the logistic planning in 50 cities. Recently, this Commerce Ministry was also in news because of its focus on the National Logistic Policy. So what is this National Logistic Policy? As per this policy, the objective is to reduce the logistic cost to 10% by 2022. Presently, it is 14%. Recently, this Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs was also in news because of PM Swanidhi. So this is a scheme for street vendors, and recently this scheme was launched by this Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. For this PM Swanidhi, SIDBI is the implementing authority. Which Indian lender is the first to execute deals with the pricing linked to SOFR, that is Secured Overnight Financing Rate? So it is State Bank of India. So first thing first, what is SOFR? It is secured, it is overnight financing rate. That means rate at which one bank can borrow money overnight. Now at global level, we have LIBOR, that is London Interbank Offered Rate. So this is a reference rate for unsecured short-term borrowing in the interbank market. Now what is the meaning of this term? Interbank. Suppose this is bank 1, it need money, so it can borrow from bank 2. And if it is going to borrow, it need to pay some interest also. So how that interest rate is going to be decided? It will be decided with this LIBOR. That is, interest rate will be decided through this LIBOR. Two important points. First, it is short term. For long term, banks borrow from RBI. Second thing is that it is interbank. That means between banks. So this SOFR is a replacement of LIBOR. In this context, there is one more term, MIBOR. MIBOR stands for Mumbai Interbank Offered Rate. So recently SBI became the first to execute deals with the pricing linked to SOFR. Recently SBI was also in news as RBI gave the status of DSIB to 3 banks. These 3 banks are SBI, SDFC and ICICI Bank. What is DSIB? It is domestic systemically important banks. That means these 3 banks are very important for our financial system. And if they are going to be fail, it will have a long-term impact on the entire financial system. Which organization has released the book on fecal sludge and septase management in urban areas? So this has been released by Niti Ayog. It has released a book on fecal sludge and septase management in urban areas. And this has been jointly developed by NFSSM Alliance. What is NFSSM? It is National Fecal Sludge and Septase Management. Now, Niti Ayog is an executive body. It is the successor of Planning Commission. Prime Minister is the ex officio chairperson of Niti Ayog. Recently, Niti Ayog was also in news as it launched DG Box. So it is India's first indigenously developed digital storage platform. Name of the platform is DG Box. Which country has decided to pause oil and gas leasing in Alaska's Arctic National Wildlife Refuge? So this decision has been taken by the new US administration. New US president is Mr. Joe Biden. The previous administration, led by Mr. Trump, had issued leases in this region, and this area is considered as sacred by the indigenous people, and the name of this indigenous community is Gwich'in. Recently, USA was also in news because of Paris climate deal, as USA decided to rejoin it. USA was also in news because of WHO, as US President Joe Biden has decided to rejoin this organization. Apart from that, it was also in news because of Keystone Pipeline. This pipeline connects US and Canada. Recently, US, Canada and Mexico were also in news because of USMCA, that is US-Canada-Mexico Trade Agreement. So this is a successor of NAFTA. Answer in comment box, what is the full form of NAFTA? Recently, one more trade agreement was in news, that is RCEP. Please answer whether India is a party to this agreement or not. What is the name of military exercise that would involve the assets of Indian Army, Navy, Air Force and Coast Guard? So the name of this exercise is Kavach. It is a large and joint military exercise that will involve the assets of Indian Army, Navy, Air Force and Coast Guard, and this will be conducted under Andaman and Nicobar Command. Please note that this ANC, that is Andaman and Nicobar Command, is the only joint service command in our country. Recently, this Andaman and Nicobar Islands were also in news because of submarine optical fiber cable connectivity, as this islands, that means islands of Andaman and Nicobar, are connected with the mainland through this submarine optical fiber cable. The socio-economic survey report of which state or union territory has been released recently. So, the report of socio-economic survey of Delhi was released recently. As per this report, 10% of the children between the age of 6 to 17 are either the school dropouts or have never attended formal schooling on the accounts of financial disabilities. That means because of poor financial condition. Delhi government was also in news because of its decision to set up Tamil Academy. It was also in news because of decision to set up Konkani Arcade. So these were the most important questions. Now we are going to cover important news events. So first is Standard Chartered Bank. So this bank was in news because RBI imposed a penalty of 2 crore on this bank. Why this was done? This was done for delay in reporting of frauds by Standard Chartered Bank. The headquarters of this bank is in UK. To be specific, it is in London. Next event is Chintak Baitak. So it was a conference cum review which was organized by Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, and this was organized at Kutch in Gujarat. Next is One China policy. So as per One China policy, China claimed that there is only one China and Taiwan is a part. But recently this policy was in news because US administration invited Taiwan for the inauguration of US President Joe Biden. That's why this policy was in news. Next is Dalanwala Police Station. So this is first child-friendly police station of Uttarakhand and it has been set up in this Dalanwala Police Station. Next is Wipro. So recently Wipro was in news as it became the knowledge partner of Madhya Pradesh. Recently, Madhya Pradesh was in news as it became the first state in our country to provide power subsidy to farmers through DBT, that is direct benefit transfer. Next is Ravi Gaikwad. So Mr. Gaikwad was in news as he was selected for Nelson Mandela World Humanitarian Award. Next is Konark Temple. So this temple is in Odisha. It is also known as Sun Temple. Why it was in news? Because Odisha government is going to start project for its beautification. Next is Aura credit card. So these credit cards were issued by Axis Bank, and the unique thing about these credit cards is that these do have health and wellness benefits. That means bank will provide these health and wellness benefits as well along with these credit cards. Next is Global Firepower Nations Index. So recently this index was released. As per this index, USA is on top position, India is on 4th position. This is an index about military strength. Next is Mr. Narendra Chanchal. So Mr. Chanchal was in news as he passed away recently. He was well-known Indian singer who specialized in religious songs and hymns. Last is Indian Science. So it is a OTT channel. What is OTT? It is over the top. So it is a OTT channel which is managed by Vigyan Prasar. So this OTT channel has been started by Science and Technology Ministry. Why it was in news recently? Because it has completed 2 years. Recently, this term OTT was also in news as INB Ministry, that is Information and Broadcasting Ministry, is going to regulate OTT platforms like Amazon Prime, Netflix, all these are OTT platforms. So first question is, Chintan Baitak is the brainstorming conference cum review meeting of which union ministry? Second question is, which country successfully test fired a nuclear capable surface to surface ballistic missile named Sahin 3. Third question is, CCI, that is Cotton Corporation of India, is a Miniratna company under which union ministry? Fourth question is, what is the venue of first Khelo India Janskar Winter Sports Festival? Fifth question is, what is the name of OTT channel managed by Union Science and Technology Ministry? Sixth question is, which state has launched the door delivery program for the supply of ration to general public? Seventh question is, which species found predominantly in North America is recently found to be at the verge of extinction? Eighth question is, first Virtual Expo 2021 for research and development has been organized recently in which sector? Now, one important point is that this time I have included the questions from past as well. Next question is, what is the name of automobile fuel that has 20% ethanol and 80% gasoline? Next question is, what is Shinkansen, which was in news recently? Next question is, couscous, the staple food of which region, has been included in the UNESCO Cultural Heritage List? And last question is, which country has rejoined the Paris Climate Agreement? So that was all for the day. Thank you.